subject of heavyweights, away from this card, Tyson Fury went to see him in Manchester. Obviously, Deontay Wilder's been doing a lot of talking as well. What's the news with that? What's the latest? How realistic is it? They both seem to be saying that the deal's done. What can you tell us?
Well, nothing's been signed, but it's very realistic. You know, both sides want the fight to happen. Both camps. We've had a great negotiation, gone really well, and I think we're quite close to making this happen.
Las Vegas?
That looks like the preferred venue, but it's certainly been in the States.
There was some talk that Matchroom and Eddie Hearn will be making an offer for Deontay Wilder to fight Dillian Whyte later this year for $8 million. Is that a concern that he might take that instead?
I don't think so. He's a step backwards. He's fighting the lineal champion. You know, they had a great show the weekend. All those heavyweights had a real good, exciting fights. But you look at you really look at it and analyse it. You know, Derek Chisora, tremendous knockout from Takim, who fight previous, give Anthony Joshua, give him a good fight. But you look at what Tyson did with Derek, and that was a couple of years ago when Derek was a better fighter. And Derek never won a second of any round, the second fight. I mean, he stopped him. You look at Dillian Whyte's fight, was a good fight for the fans. I think it was a lot closer than the the judges give it. I don't think there was a knockdown, and he managed to survive that that last round where it looks a bit rocky at times. Well, it was rocky for him. And then you look at Dillian Whyte and Derek Chisora. When they fought each other, it was like so close. I thought Derek just nicked it, but it was such a close fight. And I keep going back to, and then you look at the lineal champion Tyson Fury, and look what he's done with him. He's head and shoulders. So why is Deontay Wilder fighting him? Because Deontay Wilder's got balls, and he wants to fight the best, who he feels the best guys around. And in his mind, that was Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. So one wouldn't have the fight. So bang, we're in, and we're making a fight now.
Do you feel there's a sense that Deontay Wilder thinks now's the best time to get to Tyson Fury? He's only had one fight.
I'm sure he does. That's where I would be if I was if I was making it. I'd much rather be fighting Tyson Fury now than later, where he's getting more and more ring rust out of his system. Of course you would. But Tyson's a confident guy. Reports are great from the gym. He's obviously got a fight on the 18th of August, which we can't overlook. I mean, he's in with a tough guy there, and it's a big night for Tyson. Deontay will probably be coming over, so it's going to be interesting. But he's got to come through that fight.
Do you think, if all being well against Pianetta, the announcement, it will be confirmed the week after? Do you think it's that close?
I don't know when we're going to announce it, but I think we're quite close to having the fight done anyway. We've more or less got it done, so we'll see where we go from there.
From the outside, we hear a lot that they were difficult to deal with, and that the Joshua Wilder talks were troublesome, shall we say. But from your point of view, it seems like it's happened quickly, easily, smoothly. Is that what's been?
Michael's been in the business longer than me, or maybe as long as me, and he's a very, very, very experienced guy. You think of the great fighters he's involved in and he's advised. He's a tough negotiator, and that's what his job is. But there's common sense prevails, and we've made the fight. It weren't very difficult to make the fight. How do you make fights? The money's got to be right, and you're going to want the fight. The money was right, and we wanted the fight, so we did it. Why didn't Anthony Joshua and Wilder happen? Because the money was right. A guarantee of a fight and a rematch of a total of $80 million guaranteed, not the purse, a guarantee, tells you that they didn't want the fight. Otherwise, it would have happened.
Presumably, the winner of Wilder Fury would look to try and face Joshua, who's got the other 3 belts.
See what happened? Of course, that's what the fans want. The fans want to see these guys all.
Is there a fear on the fans' behalf that might never happen just because we didn't see Joshua and Wilder this time?
Ask them. I know that Tyson wants to fight everybody, so you've got to ask them. We're an open door. Look, we proved where we're at with Billy Joe Saunders. We do the best for our fighter. We're making it happen what we feel is right. So that's where I'm at, and I'll make sure if Tyson wins on the 18th, and if he fights Deontay and he wins that fight, it ain't going to be hard to make that with us. Not at all. It's going to be a really straightforward fight. All you'd be doing with that, say, it's a 50-50 fight down the middle. End of story. Why wouldn't it be? If he beats Deontay Wilder, he's got a belt. He's the lineal champion. He's undefeated. He's British. Anthony's British. If Anthony beats Povetkin, and I don't know what else he's got on after that, That cannot be difficult to make. And the way it will not be made is over money or not wanting to fight. And it's straightforward. I mean, listen, we're all a lot of assumptions here that he'd come through, but if Tyson comes through, it's a 50-50 deal.
He told us in Hyde the other day that he fears that he might never fight Joshua just because of the deal.
Right, he may be right. They couldn't get the fight together with Wilder, which I was quite shocked about, considering the huge amounts of money that were being guaranteed.
Just picking up on what you said about Saunders, it's going to be a strange one, you and Eddie Hearn co-promoting, basically.
Well, it's not that we're I don't know what the position. We're not co-promoting, but I don't care about all that crap.
Will we see the pair of you in a press conference? It's never been seen before.
With my man, I'm Billy's promoter, so we're out there, and like we went out there for the Lemieux fight. We was there, worked with Golden Boy out there, and Bill come back with a prize. I hope he does the same, and I'm quite convinced he will do the same with Andrade. That's all we're about. We're out there doing the best for our guy, and he comes through the fight. He'll be back here fighting again unless he fights a Canelo or a Golovkin, depending who wins that fight.